an adjustment to my phone, maybe in like 2 minutes. Just bring the books.
And I'd already pressed live, so people are already walking into the room.
That's okay.
But I can make my camera so low while you sort that out, and then I'll just greet the people. Good evening.
Can you still see me?
Yes, I can see you. Yes, I can see you. I was allowing you to adjust while I just greet the audience.
Okay, all right. I think it's fine. Is it fine?
Okay. It seems to be cutting you a bit. Oh, there it is. Yes.
All right.
Okay, fine. Okay, all right. Umoya ulight, umoya upright. Welcome, guys. Thank you to everybody watching on Twitter, YouTube, on Facebook. We are gathering. The real national dialogue is going on now. We are uncovering things. It's the age of Aquarius, so the truth is unearthing itself. Earlier on, I saw a tweet, and pardon my ignorance, I don't always know what's happening or who is who in the zoo. But since we're all speaking about Paul O'Sullivan at the moment, I saw a tweet about Paul O'Sullivan having a case against him and whatever. Then I was like, what is this? Then I went to that Twitter account, I went to the DMs, and I was like, hi, you know, we're really stupid. We don't understand any of this stuff. Please, can you come to the to come and live stream with us? And then he was like, sure. Then I was like, who is this? Then he's like, I'm the former head of the Hawks. And I was like, oh my God. So, you know, very excited. Yes. Very privileged. Thank you so much, General, for agreeing to speak to us. Very privileged. So, I mean, there's a lot going on in the country at the moment. The reason we want to talk to you is about what's happening in the police service. I know you were also formerly in the NPA. You were the head of HAWKS, so you've got a lot to tell us. So, can I just hand over the mic to you and you unpack for us and tell us, because we are laymen, we don't even know who's who or what's going on. So please, we give you the stage, and good evening.
Okay, thank you very much, and good evening to you, Nsiki, and the participants and the viewers out there. I am Prince MOKOTEDI. I've been in the security cluster basically since 1995, roundabout there. So I've done what you call a 360 in the security cluster. I was in the Minister of Police, then Ministry of Safety and Security. I was in the Secretariat for Safety and Security. I was in the NPA. I was in the HAWKS. And towards my retirement, I was in the SAPS Inspectorate Unit. So I've done a 360 sort of within the security cluster. But what is happening currently, Nsiki, is that actually what General Mkhwanazi is saying, it's really a tip in the iceberg, and I think that we should understand that because of the narrowness, if I could say that, of the commission. He can't delve into a whole lot of issues there. But I think principally it's 3 or 4 issues. 1 is police corruption. 2 is infiltration of the police by syndicates. 3 is political interference. So there's a number of issues that he has been dealing with. And my sense and my experience is that he's dealing with really that's the tip of the iceberg. And maybe at some point we may need to have a commission whose mandate is much broader than the Madlanga Commission. I'm aware that there's quite a lot of people who wanted to go to the Madlanga Commission, but their stories do not fit in the terms of reference for the commission. I, for one, I've been asked to narrow my story to fit the commission's mandate. So in broad terms, there's a lot that needs to be investigated in there. There's a lot that's not right. But let me also premise it by saying that there's a lot of men and women in blue who are committed, who are ethical, and who wants to make a difference. So I'll start by that broadly. And then I think as we engage with the participants, they can ask questions, and maybe I can respond to some of those.
You say that even your story, you had to narrow it down. Can you perhaps tell us your story from the beginning and explain it to us and unpack to us? Because obviously we see the media and we see the reports. So can you just give us the horse's mouth your experience?
That's fine, but then let me just so that we engage in a fruitful discourse. Let me restrain it to my engagement with Paul O'Sullivan, and really my engagement with him started in, I think it was around 2008 or so, 2009, during the Selebi trial, Commissioner Selebi trial. I was asked at the time to, by Selebi's, I was asked by Selebi's lawyers to give evidence in his support. At the time, I was with the NPA, so I informed my bosses that I'm going to be testifying for Selebi, and really my testimony was narrowed to my engagement in as far as the investigation against Gerinel was conducted. So the evidence that I presented during the Selebi case was that Gerinel was indeed investigated, and the investigation against Gerinel was on based on the fact that he lied when he was testifying in the Advocate Chavungwa matter. I was looking into the Chavungwa matter internally when I was with the NPA. Chavungwa was one of the deputy directors of public prosecutions within the Scorpion. So it started there. So I gave my evidence, and then following that, Paul was not happy. And that's when he really put me in his so-called radar. But then whilst I was there, we really pretty much picked up a lot of things around Paul O'Sullivan. And one was that Paul has, by and large, had captured the Scorpions already at the time. And one of those was that he had, the Scorpions was using his jet to conduct the investigation. So there was one instance where they paid him 150,000 rands for using his jet. So then fast forward, then I came to the HAWKS. A few weeks after getting to the HAWKS, there was an investigation around Paul O'Sullivan. But then what I then did, I asked the dockets to be brought to me because they were being dealt with by a task team that was set up at head office, that is head office of the HAWKS. I was the provincial head of the HAWKS, Gauteng provincial head. So I brought in the dockets because for consolidation and just to make sure that we don't, run over ourselves in terms of the investigation. So, and the one that came out in the public space was really the one where he was misusing his passports. At the time, he had 3 passports: the Irish passport, he had the British passport, and the South African passport. He was using all 3 at the same time. So we took him to court for immigration transgressions. But then as we're engaging Paul O'Sullivan on that particular matter, a lot more people came forward to report their cases: extortion, kidnapping, you name them. Now, Paul O'Sullivan's modus operandi was simple. He put himself out there as a fixer. So if you're in trouble with the law, like Rodov and Kreitzer and them, they would approach Paul O'Sullivan to say, I have this kind of a problem, can you fix it for me? Paul would then fix it for them. But what he would also then do in that space, he would also then extort the people that, have assigned him to do the work, or people whom he was investigating. So for instance, if A has an issue with B, Paul is hired by A to solve the problem with B, Then he goes to B and say, if you don't pay me, A is going to get to you. And then he goes to B. B pays him, and then he goes back to A and say, you must pay me more because B has paid me. And that's what he was doing with people like Moti and all of those. If you remember, while he was fighting Moti, and then they reconciled. He was friends with Radovan Kreischer, and then they fought. So that's how he basically operated. I profiled him because we had a number of cases against Paul. I profiled him psychologically, financially, spiritually, and otherwise. And two quick things that I can say about Paul is that he's quite a highly intelligent guy. I've interviewed him a number of times. He sits with you, he tells you dates, names, places, whatever, for 4 hours without looking at a paper. So he's highly intelligent, but he's also highly spiritual. So if you fight Paul, you must be a highly spiritual person. He had dabbled in spiritual stuff and so on. So he's also highly spiritual. So you need to understand. That is why if you look at his pattern, when he engages people, he will threaten them. He'll say, game on. The phrases that he uses are the phrases that the Church of Scientology will use. And he's a high priest in that space. So he's not a God brook in terms of spiritual matters. So and that was my advice to Patlani at the time, and say, Patlani, if you have to engage with this person, you must pray, you must go to them, whatever you do. And all the other people, I said, look, if you have to go palazza, do that when Paul Sullivan is after you. So I'm giving you that sense that you're not dealing with an ordinary person here, but also he's not just an investigator. He's a serious property mogul. He owns half of St. Helena Islands, for instance. If you Google and say St. Helena, Paul Sullivan, you'll see that he owns a lot of stuff there. And I think by last check, there's more than 250 companies under his name. And in terms of intelligence, now I'm talking security intelligence. Paul cut his teeth in the military intelligence 6, MI6, basically, of Great Britain. He was an agent there. They posted him all over the world, including the UN police. Paul served in the Rhodesian police in the 1970s. He served in around, I think not Greece, but the other island closer to Greece there. He served there. So he really served in that. But now his tasking in the main by MI6, CIA, and FBI is for him to neutralize any elements that are promoting terrorism. So he's actually a specialist in that sense. So when he comes into this country, his interest is not corruption issues. Really, that's a diversion. Paul's major interest is to make sure that the interest of Great Britain, the interest of the West, CIA, and so on are served. And for them, it is to neutralize any cell that is promoting or that is seen to be promoting Islamic tendencies and all of those kind of things. And that is why he was chasing General Munu in the SAPS. You'll recall that at some point we charged Paul for espionage because one of our agents in crime intelligence stole tapes and gave them to Paul O'Sullivan. Paul then forwarded those tapes to FBI, CIA, and so on. So you're not dealing with a court brook here. Let me stop here, and then you can ask me questions, and your participants, we can engage. Otherwise, I can go on.
I think what a lot of us are wondering is how come he hasn't been arrested or anything, and how come he is a law unto himself, and just, is it because of his money and power and his connections?
But we have arrested him. We have arrested him, Nsigi. I can count 7 times that we arrested him. And what he actually then did was he went to court. He went to Gauteng High Court and got an order there. The order that says for any police agency to arrest Paul O'Sullivan, they must give Paul O'Sullivan 48 hours. So he has that court order. So you can't just go and arrest him. He has that kind of court order. You'll recall that when I think it was Patlani's unit, when they arrested him, that arrest was dismissed at court and he was freed because the 48-hour rule on Paul O'Sullivan was not served. So he was arrested. If you also recall that in December, I think December 2017 or so, I opened a case of conspiracy to murder. You know, they wanted to assassinate me. They met at Rodovens Kreitcher's house. At that time, it was Paul Sibia and Robert McBride. Yeah, so that case was opened. We had a witness. We put that witness under witness protection for about 2 years. After I was removed from the HAWKS, the case fell through, basically. That witness is now out there, and yeah.
Wow. So we always have to be careful about the words that we use on YouTube because Bonabo Paul, they own these platforms. But what happened when they threatened to unalive you? Because that's quite a big case. What were the circumstances? What happened that day?
I missed the first part, Ntiki.
Okay, Nekiri fella, please, you must just be careful with your language. It mustn't be too graphic because Bonabo Paul, they own these platforms. But the day that they tried to unalive you, what happened for you to open? Because that's a big case. So what happened that day to make you think they're trying to unalive you?
No, look, it was a conspiracy. We were informed that they had met somewhere else and that was their plan. So their plan was to do it. And then we had a witness that we put into witness protection. We got to interview the witness. And the witness was able to say, no, look, General, I came close to you a number of times. I can tell you your office or your main door there at your office park is a green one. You're driving a gray Mercedes. Your bodyguards drive this Jeep and that Jeep, and when you go, you first drop. You know, so he had my schedule. He had my schedule basically, and we had proved that Paul had paid him. But that case fell through. Fell through the cracks. When after I was removed from the HAWKS, I will come to that later on, my removal from the HAWKS. But yeah. So the hi. Is that okay?
Yes. No, we're listening. We are listening. Can you hear us?
Okay.
Yes, we're listening.
Any other questions?
We are just astounded by the special clauses in the law and that Paul O'Sullivan has got a court order that says he can't be arrested. So then if the law, is this part of the Constitution?
I missed that part, Ntiki.
We are a bit astounded by the fact that there's a clause. Hey, Paul O'Sullivan are messing with his network now. Guys, we're hearing quite a lot. I hope that you're liking, sharing, and subscribing. But especially, I hope that you're sharing. I'm just going to hope he's going to come back on. Please call the other children because we are hearing quite a lot. Mighty Jamie, I need Mighty Jamie to come here, please. I need Mighty Jamie to come in and ask some questions even because there is some Hoshkari behavior going on here. Okay, the general is back. Let me add him back on again. Yes. Okay, cool. That's much better. So, like, there seems to be special clauses for Paul O'Sullivan that the laws don't apply to him like they apply to us. So for him, he's got a court order that says that he can't get arrested. Is that legal? And what does that speak to about the justice system? Can we trust the justice system if things like that are happening in there and white people are doing just as they please?
Look, it is up to the NPA for one. It is up to the police, but it is also up to the Department of Justice to challenge that court order. I mean, as when I was in the police, that was what we had requested them to do, because we're not in the space of litigation, you know. So that's what they were supposed to do. The NPA was supposed to challenge it. The Department of Justice was supposed to challenge it at the time. So that court order, for as long as it has not been challenged or revoked, it means it's still in place. If tomorrow you want to go arrest him, he will pull it out. Yeah.
This is absurd. It's
No, absolutely. Yeah.
So
look,
I mean,
yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was wondering, Guti, Paul can't be working alone because I mean he's covering quite a lot of ground. So what's protecting him? Who's protecting him? Which faction is he in that can get so much protection? I don't know if you can hear me, Jen. Oh, okay.
I missed the last part, but I think I got the gist of what you were saying. Paul has an outfit that he called Justice something. Paul has that outfit. And that's where he puts in some of the money that he collects everywhere else into that outfit. They have researchers there that they pay. They have lawyers there that they pay. They have all the other, whatever kind of service that they need. They will deploy it through Forensics for Justice. So whatever service that he needs, he will get it from there. And mind you that because he's been supported externally, he doesn't run short of funds. That's why he's able to litigate consistently and continuously on anything that that doesn't go his way. That is rather that is ripe for we call it just, or rather that is justiciable. So he does that. Maybe also let me just touch on the issue of some of the gadgets that were mentioned and so on. There was a time that we were chasing for a gadget as the HAWKS at the time, and we believe that Paul was in possession of that gadget, and we had information that he was operating from one legal firm, one law firm, but at some point we thought that he was operating it from a mine somewhere in Rustenburg. We called on to this institution that deals with airwaves and those kind of things. So we went around with them in Joburg, trying. It's called the grabber, basically, that gadget. What the grabber does is that when they use it, they are able to download your phone calls, see who's calling you, your messages, everything else. So we believe at the time that he was in possession of that gadget. So, but we really never, by the time I left, we really never got hold of that particular gadget. So now it's coming out that it came out from somewhere, but it was Paul who brought it in through the country. And I'm not very surprised with that because we did look for that gadget.
This is the gadget that they were speaking, that Usbia was speaking about tonight when he was relaxed, that they got an empty laptop. I don't know if you heard me there. I was saying, is this the gadget Bia was talking about when he was quite thrilled that they just got a laptop with no data?
I'm not hearing you.
Ooh, can you log off and log on again? Because there's definitely sometimes there's interference. Because of the content that we do, guys, we are used to this. As you know, even our channel is shadow banned. So the subscribers, please always share it with your family, with your friends, and help us promote the channel. Because as you can tell, we are a platform for the unplatformed voices, the unheard voices. As we are seeing, there's sludge funds and things for mainstream journalists. So we do need these platforms where we can just tell the truth and have the so-called villains to come on. Okay, I've got the General Black with us. Okay, General, should be better now.
Hi, Ntia.
Okay, much better. I can hear you. You can hear me, ne?
I can hear you.
General?
I'm available
Maybe.
now.
Oh, okay. It's just that it's hanging. I'm sure it's raining that side, ne? I think kunali network problem. Ya utlwagala,
I'm
General.
back.
Okay. You know, can you come on and off again? Because yes, at least it kicked him out himself. Can you see this generational gap, guys, we have where we have to try to explain to our elders? But let's just wait for the general. Please, guys, don't be shy. The comment section is open. It's very rare that we have these actual people and you can talk to them directly and ask them yourselves. So please do make use of the comment section and ask questions. There's been a lot of media reports about the general, that he was corrupt and I don't know, like all these reports that vilified him. But again, like I say, our media can't be trusted. So we don't know who the heroes, we don't know who the villains are. So there's a lot of drama around him. So please do come into the comment section and ask questions, because it's always better to just ask the person direct. Sure. Animal Farm indeed. Imagine having a court order that says you can't get arrested. What is that? Who gets that kind of privilege? And you know, guys, and I don't know why, but there was a time that Paul O'Sullivan used to troll me and stuff. I had to actually block him on all my social media platforms. I don't know what threat I am to his establishment, but so this is quite a movie for me. General, is that fair, ne?
No, that's better now. It's much better. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Yes. So yes, let me listen.
But let me talk about the President's Keeper's Book. Hi, Ntige.
We can hear you. That's the funny thing. We can hear you. The President Keeper's Book.
If you yeah, if you read that book and look at
Yo, guys, just as we're getting to the juice, my friends, don't worry, we got you. I don't know how we do current affairs to be like real Kopoza here, but it's turning out like that. Please bring your questions through. Brilliant. You guys are coming into the comment section. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Now we've got you.
I was saying that if you look at that book, The President's Keepers, of the chapters word for word, it's more or less what Paul O'Sullivan had written before, joining the dots and whatever. So it's what Paul O'Sullivan had written before. So In my view, okay, let me put it differently. Paul O'Sullivan is one of the ghost writers of that book, and that I did not detect from. If you read what he had written or what Jack Paul wrote in that book and what Paul O'Sullivan wrote somewhere else, you'll see the similarities are incompatible. But Paul told.
Every time we get into the scoop, guys, damn it. Don't worry, guys. I will try get him to come to studio actually, because yeah, I see your questions there. I'm going to ask him your questions. He's trying again from another phone. There we go. Aha.
Yeah. So I was saying that Paul Sullivan is the main. And he said so in my interaction with him. But also, when you look at what he had written before and what is written in that book, you can see the similarities are glaring. But you know what is more worrisome about that particular book is that the person who gave information in that book, we used to call him the butcher. The butcher was worked in. The butcher was worked in East Europe.
Every time we get closer to the fire, then Polo Sutherland messes up with the man's network. Every time. So he should be back, guys. Thank you to everybody joining. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Like I said, there is a shadow ban on my channel because I'm a naughty girl. So please do just keep sharing my content and directing people to where we learn the real things. I've got General.
Did you get that last part?
No, General. We are still. You're still starting.
Are we still on?
We are still on, but we haven't had any of you. You just keep hanging. Even now,
are we
you're
still
hanging. Oh. General, can you hear us? Even yeah. Can you hear us? Hi, I can hear you. But your network, I think, is problematic. To arrange to get the general in studio, guys. We are definitely still on, and we want to hear about your story now. We want to get to the truth now. We are still definitely on, General, because he was building it up. You guys have noticed, right, that he was like, I'm going to get there later. Like, let me layer it properly so you understand it. And we are here because we are all here for the Hoshkari. It's as simple as that. And I see your questions, guys. I see your questions. They are here watching. Exactly. That's why there's a network problem. The network problem is it's by them, the owners. Yeah. Yeah, it's coming out in this very chat. Guti, why is things in South Africa the way that they are? Yeah, no, we're gonna have to bring him to the studio. This ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it. General, the youth is saying that you must please rather come to the studio because they're not happy with this network thing.
Okay.
Yes. Can we hear?
Then we can take it up from that.
Oh, okay, fine. So
That's
I'm
fine
going
then.
to phone. I'm going to send you a WhatsApp now after this and set up a time for next week. Is that fine? Sure, we're being left on a cliffhanger here, guys. General, it's definitely sabotage. Yo.
Yeah, no, look, that's fine. I think we'll make a different kind of an arrangement, but thank you very much, though.
Can you hear me now? Because I just heard you
I can,
now. Can you hear me?
I can hear, yes, I can hear you now, yes.
They
Yes, I
keep
can hear
cutting
you.
us. So is it fine that you come to the studio?
So,
We're out in Auckland Park next week.
shall we go on?
Well, you can give us as much as you can if we don't get cut again. We are here for you.
Yes, basically I was saying that the President's Keepers, Paul O'Sullivan, is a ghostwriter there. And he told me so. So, but the troublesome thing was that the guy who gave them information on that book, quite critical or whatever information on that book, we used to call him the butcher, George Damanovich. He was worked in, you say unalived, isn't it? A couple of weeks or so after he gave them that kind of information. So, and that matter has not been resolved, So there are a lot of issues. I've interviewed George a number of times, the butcher a number of times on his relationship with Paul. I'm aware that George was also working for Paul, and George was working for a number of intelligence agencies, but he was useful. So one would have to look at what caused his being unalived, So I'm just throwing that in to show you the complexities of that kind of space that we were working in. So that's basically what I yeah.
They wanted to know if you're going to the Madlanga Commission and why.
Look, I'm going to the Madlanga Commission. My thing will be quite limited there. In that it had to be in line with the terms of reference of that commission. I will be talking about the manner in which drug dealers have basically captured SAPs, or rather police officials. Just before I was removed, I was working on a big Nigerian case, or rather a case of a Nigerian drug dealer. We had arrested 2 of our members for working with that particular drug dealer. We have identified quite a number of police officers, 8 at the very least, who were working with that particular drug dealer. We have identified senior police officials who are working with that particular drug dealer. You can Google it, actually, and you will see. So whilst I was there, in that short space of time, we had arrested just under 120 police officials for corruption. So I'm just giving you some of these things to say that before Mkwanazi, there were officials or police officers who really pushed against the corruption grain within the South African Police Service. So I'm going there basically to limit my thing on there, and if there's any tangential issues that I will raise it there. I was removed by General Lebiya and General Kele at the time, and when they removed me, I had asked Lebiya to see him because I wanted to escalate the matter with him. I sent him a WhatsApp to say, I want to see you because we have confiscated a number of firearms, and some of those firearms were SANDF firearms. So, and they were used in a number of serious robberies. We wanted an IPIS report. IPIS is basically fingerprint of the firearm. We wanted that report. I was not getting it. I wanted him to escalate this matter. When I went to his office, that's when I received a letter of transfer. And then you can imagine you're going there, and a couple of weeks before, we engaged in a serious gunfight with the cash in transit heist. You remember when they shot down two vans in Boksburg? Our offices are in Boksburg, so we rushed there on the scene. We engaged in a serious those guys. Now imagine you had put your life to fight these things. The next thing you're expecting, and then the following week we're going to go to court, and then I receive this thing then you must go. So I'm just showing you that sometimes when you work hard, you also threaten your own bosses in the South African Police Service. Before Mkhwanazi came forward, I think around March already, I said to him, I said, Mkhwanazi, I even put it on my, you'll see if you go through my, what you call this thing?
Please.
Through my...
your posts on Twitter. Yes.
My post. I said that to him, Mkhwanazi, you must be careful. They're going to remove you, these guys, But little did I know that he was actually preparing to come forward to reveal, to make those kind of revelations that he did. Yeah.
Do you feel because there's a lot of it's polarized. Some of you elders are excited that Mkhwanazi came and spoke up, and then others are saying Mkhwanazi was irresponsible. So where do you stand? Are you proud of what General Mkhwanazi has done?
No, I'm proud. Look, I think for law enforcement issues, there's always what you call the blue veil, There's always secrecy around law enforcement, so nothing ever gets out. You'll recall also that when I was with the NPA, I went out onto Reddy Hlabi show. I think for the first time, Reddy Hlabi interviewed a person for more than 30 minutes. It was me talking about this kind of issue. So I'm all in for, of course, we do respect a protocol in terms of secrecy and all of those kind of things. However, I think that he did a good thing. It is too little, too late, but he did a good thing. And it has given the necessary momentum in the country to all sides, executive, parliamentary, legislative, and judiciary, to really look into this issue of where we're going in terms of our criminal justice system. If there's anything that is under siege, it is the criminal justice system in this country. We have allowed it for a very long time to be led by people who are corrupt, to be led by people who are unethical, to be led by people who are captured by criminals. We are sliding towards being Mexico kind of. We are now also we are now becoming a narco state.
So when you say that, that's quite frightening for us, because does that mean then we must accept that that's what we are becoming and that's what we are? Or how are we fighting back as a community?
I think the people who are failing us are parliamentarians. Parliamentarians are hopelessly failing this country. GNU and all of those parties together, they are failing this country because they are failing to hold the executive accountable.
Every time we step on toes, every time we stepping on toes, then we have a network issue. I hope General will log off and log on again. We'll just give him the last little lap, guys. But yes, I think we're gonna have a studio interview for this one, so that it's proper. We do respect you as an audience, and we don't want you guys to be watching something that keeps freezing. We must actually have a full-on episode. And for those of you who haven't caught up on yesterday's episode with Mohau, please go to the channel and go watch yesterday's episode. Like, the future is not bleak. The young people are actually, we're going to be all right. Hopefully General's going to come on here now for the last little bit, but please do watch Wednesday night's episode. It was really, really beautiful. It's the one about BEE, how BEE is not progressive, actually. So go watch that whole episode. Said that Parliament is usual. Guys, I don't know what South Africa is, because it looks as if we've been living a whole illusion. So if the policing system and the parliament and judiciary are all captured, I don't know why we are expected to play by the rules. I don't know. If the lawyers and the judges are doing as they feel, and the generals and the whatever the top echelons, the commissioners are doing as they feel, if the ministers are doing as they feel, and the MPs that were alluded at, they're all doing as they feel, then the rest of us might as well do what we feel. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, guys, Mbali also agreeing with me. I also enjoyed yesterday's episode. That young man is so knowledgeable. It's incredible. I was getting goosebumps the whole way through that episode when I was interviewing him. I was just like, wow, wow, wow. Please go watch yesterday's episode. Paul doesn't want us to, guys, Paul is our president. Paul is a law unto himself in South Africa. It is alleged that Paul has got a court order that says he's not allowed to be arrested. He must be given 24 hours, 48 hours. I also want that to apply for me. Actually, I also want the same. So, yo, Mreza, I wonder if the general is going to come back, because that is a hot question. That is a hot question. Yo, he's saying let's try again some other time. He's saying let's try again some other time. Now he's getting stressed. But I'm saying please come say bye. So I don't want us to just be thrown off like that with a cliffhanger, but I do promise that I'm going to have a studio interview with him. Oh, yeah. I know, even me, I wish I could lend my network. Right? But I think Paul will like, what? Because when we're talking about black on black violence, the network was fine. But the minute we touch on the system, then we don't have network. Okay. Guys, I'm going to have to arrange for next week because I don't think he's coming back. I think he got bored of that, but I think we got quite a mouthful. Please, can you share this with other children? It was live streaming on YouTube as well. So you can just go to the YouTube channel and share that one, because I know on Facebook and on Twitter, the video is small. So please just go to YouTube, to Moya channel, subscribe and like and share. And please, let's go rewatch what was said. Okay, the general is back. At least he can say bye to us. You were getting anxiety. Hey,
Yes.
we were getting a separation anxiety. We at least want to say
So,
bye and assure the audience that
thank you very much. No, thank you very much, and goodbye. Thank you for inviting me to the studio, and we hope we'll have conversations at some other point. Thank you very much, and bye-bye to.
I'll definitely come to your WhatsApp, and we arrange for an in-studio interview for next week. Please, my elder.
All right, no, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yo, so
thank
many
you,
scoops. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay,
guys,
bye-bye.
See
Thank
you
you.
again.
Bye, thank you.
See you again.